gentlemen, and can I extend the warmest welcome to each and every one of you to this afternoon of great joy and celebration. This afternoon is evidence of the hard work, the dedication, the intellectual agility of this group of wonderful people who are sitting here in front of us today and who are about to graduate. And I hope that you will enjoy every single minute of it and savor every single minute of it, because you have worked so hard for it. So please do not feel remotely inhibited from cheering and shouting and yelling when the person you love comes up here, because it's certainly something which they deserve. And please, when you come up here, sometimes people consider themselves to be Formula One drivers. They've thought about this day for so long, and then they're up here in a flash and they've passed before your family can see you in a blur passing by. So please make sure you do that. Don't worry if you fall, I will catch you. Or someone here will catch you at least. But have a wonderful afternoon. I declare this assembly for the award of academic distinction to be in session.
Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, but most importantly, graduands, welcome to the University of the West of Scotland Lanarkshire graduation. Thank you for choosing to study at UWS. This is the exponential age, an age of movements, of possibility, of empowerment, of impact. As technological advancement accelerates transformation, we're at a turning point where the traditional ways of living are becoming rapidly obsolete. These are the VUCA times: volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. The principles of incrementalisation and linear thinking, once the foundations of our approach to strategy and business, are being replaced by new principles of exponentialism: speed over certainty, abundance over scarcity, networks over hierarchy, empowerment over control. Future leaders and organisations must be capable of making the shift from an incremental to an exponential mindset that will enable them to grasp the opportunity to drive unprecedented growth, to empower radical innovation, to liberate true potential, to engage at incredible speed and scale, and to execute an ever more ambitious vision. Are you willing to take that step? You are the millennial generation. You're renowned for thinking at high speed. You exist at a time where people seek instant gratification in a Snapchat communication world, making Amazon-stocked purchases with Uber-style mobility. Nevertheless, whilst universities are teaching people in this 21st century with facilities that are modern and contemporary, we're assessing with 20th century tools, and we're feeding back to you using 19th century methods. That must change. You graduate today at a time of uncertainty in a world faced with many global challenges. I am part of the BBC generation, born before computers. But throughout history, the world has experienced continual change. In fact, Moore's law refers to the rate of change in the technological industry, but it can be applied to life. Simplistically, Moore's law claims each significant world change takes half as long as the last. General Eric Shinseki, a former United States Army Chief of Staff, once said, "If you don't like change, you're going to like irrelevance even less." So why am I telling you this? Well, in receiving your degree today, most of you will be seeking employment in that VUCA world I spoke of. However, remember you're here today due to hard work and dedication, and you should be extremely proud. It will be your transferable skills: information literacy, critical thinking, open-mindedness, communication, problem-solving, team-working, cultural awareness and passion that will equip you for future success in your career and help you navigate the Moore's law pace of change that you will experience. The skills developed during your time at UWS will allow you to approach situations with confidence and cope with setbacks. I'm confident that if you believe in yourself, work hard, Take advantage of opportunities that come your way and never ever give up. Great things will happen in your life. In 2015, the United Nations established 17 Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Education is the fourth SDG, and one that's hugely relevant to universities like UWS. The UN expect that by 2030, the world will have inclusive and equitable quality education, lifelong learning, and opportunities for all. At UWS, we're different from other universities. For example, we recruit more students from more mature students than most. We widen access better than any other UK university. We genuinely care about all our students. We're committed to delivering a high quality, truly modern and personalised learning experience. All of these are aligned to SDG 4 that I just mentioned. A key truth at UWS is that we're here for our students. We're leading the way in ensuring that more people from non-traditional backgrounds have the opportunity to attend university and to make a positive difference in their lives. I know that you'll all use your knowledge to benefit local communities, the economy, the people around you, with an intention to make the world a better place. Now, this is an exciting time for UWS, resulting from investments in our estate, the development of our staff, with a refreshed curriculum, growth in our research, improved university rankings, and diversification of income. And we've enabled the university to grow and develop and make a positive impact across Scotland, the UK, and internationally. UWS is one of the best teaching universities in the UK. UWS has established recognisable research in engineering, science, health, culture, education and business. UWS is regularly shortlisted for major awards in professional services, teaching, research, estates and international activity. UWS is rated as a top university in the UK. UWS is ranked by the Times Higher in the top 500 universities in the world, out of 27,000, and in the top 150 universities under 50 years of age. UWS supports students in completing amazing value-added degrees. 85% of our students are in secure employment at professional level or doing further study within 6 months of graduating. Students who graduate from UWS get excellent jobs all around the world, and many have established outstanding careers. That's you. And I'd like to commend today the first DBA student the university has ever produced will graduate on this stage shortly. Universities have three demonstrable purposes: to educate students, to create new knowledge, and to innovate new ideas. I believe UWS does each of these extremely well, and in doing so, we've fulfilled our purpose, to prepare you as leaders for the future. Our world has always had uncertainties, but perhaps now, and more than ever, the economy, society, and our planet are depending on you. Your generation is particularly unique. You're open to change. You're attentive to important social issues. You're aware of your responsibility for creating a better world, and you are proficient with technology. For these reasons, you have the greatest opportunity in history to become modern leaders, to create change and transform society. You represent the future, one in which you can make a difference. You're here today because of your personal drive, your energy, your capability and commitment. However, all of you have experienced support from staff, fellow students, family and friends. I'd like to personally thank our deans and directors, academic staff and professional service colleagues who have all worked hard to support you to reach this point today. And I would encourage you to thank your family and friends later. At UWS, helping to educate and shape future generations is a huge privilege. Over the coming years, I hope to meet many of you at future events organised by the university, and I suggest and encourage you to sign up to our online UWS alumni community, where you'll receive regular updates and you can network with our previous graduates. Let me approach the end of this talk by saying how immensely proud I am of everyone here today. It's been an honour for me and my colleagues to know you entrusted UWS to help you complete the degree that you'll collect today. During your time with us, you'll have made lifelong friends, and you'll retain memories of this journey for the rest of your lives. Always remember to question, to challenge, and to speak truth to power. We may live in uncertain times, but the future is ready for improvement and your personal intervention. Colin Powell once said, "Go forth and raise strong families, remembering that all you can ever leave behind is your reputation, your good works, and your children for the next generation." Thank you once again for choosing UWS. It's time to open the doors and let your dreams begin. My name is Craig Mahoney, and it's been my pleasure as Principal and Vice Chancellor at UWS to welcome you to this graduation ceremony. Thank you.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you Dr. Stephen Breslin. Stephen Breslin grew up in Lanarkshire, where he attended St Patrick's High School in Coatbridge before going on to study mechanical engineering at the University of Strathclyde. Graduating with the BEng Honours in 1989, he then moved to England to undertake an MSc in Control Systems and IT at the University of Sheffield. Stephen subsequently began a career as an engineering consultant to the Royal Navy, working on nuclear submarines. It was a position he held for a number of years, but his desire for learning and for technology saw him return to Strathclyde to gain a PhD in aircraft flight control systems. Stephen then worked as a commercial software engineer for Graham Technology in Renfrewshire. He worked his way up to become Director of Product Strategy and Partner Manager. Following this, he was appointed as Chief Executive of the Kelvin Institute in 2003. It was here that he was able to apply his extensive knowledge of technology and his commercial experience to the commercialization of intellectual property in the areas of photonics, software, biotech, and renewable energy. Stephen then headed to London in 2008 as Chief Executive of Future Lab Education, which is an educational think tank that develops innovative resources and practices to support teaching and learning. Stephen described his time as a deep immersion in education, where he developed an understanding and appreciation of the challenges that teachers face every day in schools in providing the very best teaching and learning opportunities. It does this by delving into technologies supported by partners from industry, academia, and the policy-making sector. Stephen was able to apply his extensive knowledge and experience to advancing the education sector. Stephen was appointed to his current role as Chief Executive of the Glasgow Science Centre in 2012. This was a natural next step that combined his experience in science and technology with his passion for education and inspiring young learners. The Science Centre plays a key role in Scotland's science infrastructure, and Stephen is dedicated to utilising engagement and outreach activities to inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, and technologists. On his appointment, the then chair of the Glasgow Science Centre, Professor Sir Jim MacDonald, acknowledged Stephen's considerable CEO experience in science, technology, and commercialisation in promoting Scotland's science, education, and innovation capability. As CEO, Stephen has played a pivotal role in developing the Science Centre into a high-profile, 5-star facility that is recognised nationally and internationally. Visited by over 350,000 people each year, his education programmes reach over 80,000 people in communities and schools across Scotland. UWS has strong links to the Science Centre, and it is a privilege to work together. Stephen acknowledges the pace of change in STEM subjects and maintains that science centres have a major responsibilities to schools and teachers, and in supporting them to create the very best learning opportunities. Science centres, he says, can support teachers to develop rich learning experiences which encourage the development of curiosity, creativity, and a lifelong passion for science. Stephen is an outstanding role model for those who aspire to careers in science, engineering, and technology, or to become a leader who can shape and define the world in which we live. Stephen lives in Glasgow with his partner Liz and his 2 daughters, Ailey and Neve. Outside of work and with a passion for adventure, he's climbed in the Alps and camped in the Nevada desert. A keen cyclist and lover of the outdoors, he's often to be found more locally in the Campsie Hills in the north of Glasgow. Other interests include languages. Perhaps we can persuade him to join one of our language courses at UWS. Stephen is clearly passionate about his work, which began at a young age. During his primary school days, his mother was a community librarian in the small West Lothian town of Blackridge. Amongst the usual books, the library also contained a fine selection of engineering books, all of which had been ordered by the young Stephen. Today, Stephen is an inspirational leader that began with a dream. He followed a belief which led to great achievement. It is a lesson for all of us. As you begin your own careers, never forget to dream, believe, and achieve. Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Stephen Breslin for the award of Honorary degree of Doctor of the University.
Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Business and Enterprise, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Business Administration with a thesis entitled The Impact of Corporate Governance on Non-Financial Performance of Listed Firms in Vietnam, Chung Tien Lee. And for the degree of Master of Business Administration and winner of the Court Medal, Ibiemi Ome. And for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Simon Richard Bridle. Gilles Albert Diego Jimmy. James William Elizabeth. Lysim Ho. Jean-Michel Warreau. Sia Hong. Sundes Pervez Lal. Shok Man Lam. Wai Kit Rian Lung. Wing Yan Lee. Lee John Steele. Sean Taylor. Emenfon Idurien Umarin. Craig William Wales. Zailand Mohammed Yusuf. Sabrina Christine Zoe. And for the degree of Master of Business Administration, International Business, Omer Mohammed Abdul Alam. Harish Babu. Kalapinaben Rajibai Patel. Sanjida Hassan Drito. And for the degree of Master of Science, International Marketing Management, Charlotte Cardrois. Chloe Juliette Anna Kupitatiski. And for the Postgraduate Diploma in Strategic Management, Karen Henderson. Keith Henderson. And for the degree of Bachelor of Accounting with First Class Honours, winner of the Court Medal and winner of the Mohammed Al-Bakri Hassan Prize for the Best Honours Year Student in Accounting, David Cowie. And for the degree of Bachelor of Accounting with First Class Honours, the following students: Amy Dyer, Callum Stephen McDougall, Erin Louise McLeish, David Murphy, Donna Rigby, Graham Watson, and for the degree of Bachelor of Accounting with Honours, Jordan Jack Abraham. Aisha Humaira Ahmed. Saeed Akhtar. Faisal Ali. Anna Maria Amlika. Grant Black. Amanda Bradley. Victoria Helena Bruff. Robert Brown. Ross Johnston Brown. Danny Buchanan. Andrew Carruthers. Henry Chu. Andrew Godwood. James Hammond. David Douglas Hoffman. Darren Robert Kidd. Francine Mary McLean. Ikram Mahmood. Alison Claire McKenna. Adele Louise Naylor. Jenna Nichol. Courtney Rosanna Palmer. Anna Siborowska. Cameron Stokes. Amy Swan. Stephen Thompson. Nicola Thompson. Donna Wilson. Ying Wong. Karini Rezesny-Evska. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Business with first class honours and winner of the Court Medal, Ainsley Heggie. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Business with first class honours, the following students: Colette Richmond Began. Yasmina Brown. Hannah Mullen. Alana Linda Steele. Rebecca Isabella Stewart. Olivia Rita White. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Business with honours, Paul Jack Balkwell. Chelsea Elizabeth Brown. Scott Bryan. Jessica Ashley Bryce. Ronan James Kavanagh. Danielle Doherty. Fraser Kenneth Lang. Bethany Megan Law. Amy Loughran. Amina Mahmood. Christopher McCabe. David Thomas McGuckin. Hannah McEwen. Callum John McPherson. Nicole McSheffrey. Kira Jane Melvin. Brian James Farrell Russell. Sri Aman Srinivasan. Lisa Stenhouse. Chloe Thompson. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Events Management with First Class Honours, Kaya Morka. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Events Management with Honours, Alex Brown. Caitlin Elder. Zoe Harrison. Sophie June McKay. Claire Lily Morrison. Amy Susan O'Neill. Blair Redmond. Taylor Lynn Rice. Heather Watt. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Law and Business, with First Class Honours and winner of the Court Medal, Megan Curry. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Law and Business, with Honours, Billy Bamford. Hayley Jane Clark. Stephanie Clark. John Duffy. Lauren Fullerton. Emma Gibney. Daniel Hilditch. Samantha Louise Leaker. Scott McPherson. Courtney Jane Walker. And for the degree of Bachelor of Accounting, Kirsty Jane Miller. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Business, Nicola Bryce. Michelle Ann Fitzpatrick. Nadia Murphy. And finally, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Events Management, Erin Sandilands.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. That's not the proper address, excuse me. Chancellor, graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, what an afternoon. I don't know about you, but I feel quite overwhelmed by the occasion. And I'm very aware that this is not my day, this is your day. And I remember how it felt to be in your position. It's a mixture of sadness, leaving behind your course and your friends, excitement, relief that it's all over. And I want to offer you my very many congratulations on this day and enjoy it. Now, I think at this time, I'm supposed to offer you words of advice and inspiration. I don't feel bold enough to offer advice, but what I'd like to do is just talk about a couple of things that have really helped me in my career. And I think as Professor Saski mentioned in his address, I've always followed my passions. From the earliest age, I knew what I wanted to do, and that was to be an engineer. And he mentioned the way I used to collect books and send my mother off to get these books for me. And I didn't understand the contents of those books, but I just knew that this is what I wanted to do and this is what I wanted to understand. And I've had a fabulous career because of that. I've traveled the world, I've worked with some amazing technology, I've had privileged access to very many places and things that I would never have seen otherwise, and I've met and worked with some truly inspirational people. But it hasn't all been good. There has been some really, really dark times along that path, particularly when you find yourself in a leadership situation. And there were times when I just wanted the world, the earth to open up and swallow me. I would have done anything to get out of the situation that I found myself in. And you explore all possibilities, and then you come round to the conclusion that there is no way out, that the only way out is to push through, to persevere, and get that a positive outcome. And when I was in some of these difficult situations, somebody once said to me, You know, bad times, they always come along, but they will pass. And the bad times always pass, regardless of what you do. But the attitude you adopt during those bad times will have a profound effect on the rest of your career. If you face them down, if you look for that positive outcome, you can get through it, you can put them behind you, and you'll be left more confident, more resilient, and better able to take on bigger challenges in the future. So that's one thing. The other thing is this thing about passion. And you know, I always followed my interests. Whatever I wanted to do, I followed those. I never thought things through particularly well. But then I did something pretty strange mid-career. I had a lifetime of science and technology background, all in commercial environments, all about selling, generating income, wealth, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. But then something strange happened. I was offered a job down south in an educational charity, and I almost got offered the job by accident. It was one of these occasions where I saw the job advert, I looked at it and I thought, I know how to do that job. I don't want the job, but I know how to do that job. So I'll just write to them and I'll tell them how to do that job. And I went through different stages of the process, and it came to the point where they were inviting me down to London for the final interview. And the chair of the company and the chair of the interview panel was a chap called Lord David Putnam. Now, some of you, the younger members of the audience, might not recognise that name, but maybe you know, some of the parents and family do. Lord David Putnam was a film producer and responsible for many great films like Chariots of Fire and The Killing Fields and Memphis Belle, real classics of the day. And it was his persistence that persuaded me, after me turning the job down 4 times, that I should give this job a go. But there was something else. I had met the company and the people that worked in the company, and I found something that I'd never come across before. And that was people that were driven by a deep sense of purpose. These were educationalists, and they were paid reasonable salaries, but they weren't paid a lot of money. But that wasn't what drove them. They were very bright, they were very hardworking and dedicated, and they were driven by a sense of purpose. And that purpose was that they wanted to develop the education system to deliver the very best outcomes for young people, to give all young people the very best chances in life. And that gripped me, and I'd never seen that before. And when I took that job on, I went in and I met with schools and teachers and head teachers. I saw some of the strongest leadership and some of the most inspirational people that I've ever come across. And again, it wasn't driven by money. And I'm not ashamed to say that it took me a while to understand it. I couldn't understand why these people worked so hard when it wasn't for that financial reward. But it changed me. And I'm still very commercially driven. I have to be at the Science Centre, but I found that purpose. And I wanted to come back to Glasgow, and the opportunity at the Science Centre came up. And it brought me back to my roots of science and engineering, but I came back with a real sense of purpose. And that purpose was recognising the way that technology is driving our world, trying to help as many of our young people develop the attitudes, skills, and mindsets to enable them to access some of these many opportunities that are being created. And I feel that if you can find a passion in your work, you're a very lucky people. If you can find purpose, then you've won the lottery. And if you can find people that share that passion and purpose, then you can achieve great things. And if I look back on the last 7 years of my career, it's been the most successful 7 years of my career. It's been the most successful 7 years of the Science Centre. And it's all because I have found a group of people that share a sense of purpose and a passion for what they do. and we've achieved great things and have more to do. So, back to you. This is your day. I wish you all the very best in your career. Enjoy today. Be proud of yourself. Let your parents and your family be proud of you. And go out there and don't be scared to face down your challenges. Don't be scared to follow your passions. And if you can do that, success will follow. But more importantly, you'll find happiness and fulfillment. So best of luck and congratulations once again. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, can I be the first to offer Dr. Breslin my warmest congratulations on this honour that we've bestowed on you and this wonderful and your wonderful career and your inspiring words to our graduates today. And one day I hope that many of you will be on this stage receiving honorary doctorates to recognise the achievements that you will make in your life. And certainly your families at this moment couldn't be more proud of you, but I'm sure you're going to go on to do things in years to come which will make them burst with pride as to what you achieve in your lives. And I think you would agree that those degrees that you've worked very hard for, exceptional intellectual agility and dedication, also came with a lot of love and support, and that you did not get these degrees by your own efforts alone, and that many of the people, your friends, your family, your mothers and fathers, your spouses, have been part of your success, part of this degree, and they share in that. So I think it would be appropriate, if you would like to get to your feet, make sure you can see your loved ones, but if you can't, make sure they can hear you while you express your thanks to them for the part that they've played in the degree that you've obtained today. And I think you would also agree that there are some people behind me who have had a great deal to do with what you've achieved also. And again, if you'd like to express your thanks to the professors and the lecturers and those who have supported you along the way in the degrees which you've achieved today. We've done a lot of clapping, so I'm sure you're about to go out to celebrate, and whether you're going out to celebrate by eating, drinking, or dancing on the rooftops of wherever, have a wonderful day. But before you do that, I'd like to invite you all to join us in the Avon room for some celebrations this afternoon. I now declare this session to be closed. Thank you.